Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with Java April 2023 batch online training session 6. In today's session, I will cover the advanced topic from Java. So today's will be the Java's last topic. So again, we'll start with the Selenium WebDriver, then we'll go to the TestNG framework, then data-driven keyword hybrid framework, and then last session will be BDD Cucumber. So in today's session, I'll cover like the Java input-output operation, Java collection framework, where I will try to cover the ArrayList, LinkedList, HashSet, TreeSet, and HashMap, and last is the Java multithreading. So in case you want to interact with some notepad or document, right, then how you can do it? So file handling in Java implies reading from and writing data to a file. So with that Java file handling, we can interact with the notepad or Word document. But in case you want to interact with the Excel sheet, especially with the Selenium WebDriver, so you need to take help from the advanced package, right, called or the jar file, which is the Apache PY jar Apache PY. So with the help of that, right, you can interact with Selenium and Excel sheet. So that part will be covered in the upcoming session. You don't need to worry. So the file class from the java.io package allow user to work with different formats of file. There are many ways to read a file in Java. User can use buffer reader, file reader, or file class. Similarly, user can use file writer, buffer writer, files, or file output team to write the file in Java. Right? These are the important methods available in the Java file class. Can read, it will give you the boolean value mean true or false, through which you can check whether the file is readable or not. Similarly, can write, it will let you know that whether the file is writable or not. Create a new file, through which you can create a new file. Delete, you can delete a file or folder. Exist, you can check whether any file or folder is exist. Get name, you can get the name of the file. Get absolute path, you can get the absolute path of the file. Length, you can get the length of the file, right, how many total kind of character is available in the file. And mk directory, through which you can create a folder structure or the directory, right. Now let's see how we can deal with these different methods available in the file class. So let's try to create a folder. So how can we create a folder? File, right? So I need to use file, that is the class available in Java. I can create an object called file equal to new file. Here you need to give the path, right, for which you need to create the folder. Suppose this is the folder already created, and in that folder I want to create a folder called test. Okay, so slash slash then tests. So that is the folder I want to create it. Now you could see error message is coming. So what you need to do, you need to import the file class from the java.io package. Now in case you want to create a file, so you need to use mk directory, through which you can create a file. Now once the file is created, right, you can check whether the file is exist or not. You can check the existence of the file. So how can you check it? So you can call exist method, right. So I'll be using file object, and then I'll be calling it the exist method, right. Exist, you could see that it is coming from the file class and its type is boolean. So what I can do, I can store in some boolean value, boolean a, okay. Then I can store it into that a variable, boolean a variable. Now I can use a if loop boolean, sorry, that is the spelling mistake, okay. So boolean is the data type from Java. Now I can give some if loop, if a equal to true, right. If boolean value equal to true, then I can say the folder exists, right, or else folder does not exist, okay. Now let's try to run the code, and let's see whether with the help of the file, and you have provided the new folder, right, test folder you need to create it here in the Selenium training. Now Selenium training, there is no folder or no file available, right, and we are creating the folder structure with the help of the mk directory, and after that we are checking whether the file is exist, right, that path. And in case it is a true, then it will give you the result called folder exists or folder does not exist, and in case the folder is getting created, that folder will be displayed in the Selenium training folder as well. Now let's try to execute the code and let's see. Run as Java application. You could see folder exists, means folder got created, test folder in the Selenium training. You could see it is got created. Okay, so that is the way, right, you can deal with this folder. Now once the folder is created, no need to create again and again and again, no need to call the method. So I can block the comment. After that, in case you want to delete the folder, what you need to do, you need to call file dot delete. Okay, you could see that is the method is coming from the file class. It will true or false. Okay, now if you execute code, so whatever folder test is created, now it will be deleted from the Selenium training package. Now it's executed, nothing is displayed because I don't want to print anything in the console, but the action will happen, right? Folder got deleted from the Selenium training folder. The test folder got deleted. So that is the way you can deal with that folder structure. Now we can deal with the file as well. So in case you want to create a text file, right? So suppose that in that particular folder I want to create a test file, so I can give the name called test.txt, right? And I can comment out that delete part here. So similarly, you can, after creating, you can delete it as well. So after, how you can create the file here? So you need to call that object, file class object dot create new file, through which you can create a new file instead of folder. So that part already mentioned here, right? You could see this is the method we can call create new file for creating an empty file, and mk directory will create a folder or directory. Now file would be created, and here some error message is coming. We need to either throws declaration. Whenever you are dealing with some input output operation, either you need to surround with try catch block, or either you need to give the throws declaration. So in case you can give the exception, okay, so that all the exception will be handled here. Now what I can do, the file created, right? Then you can check, right, whether the file is readable, whether the file is writable. You can get the absolute path, get the name of the, get the length as well. So what I can do, I can check, I can just call that object. If you press dot, all the thing will be coming, right? All the methods whatever available in the file class will be coming. Can read, can write, right? Exist, all these methods. So let's see, can read. So it will be giving you true or false, right? So similar way, can read, then dot can write, then you can get the path, absolute path also, length, so dot length. So it will be empty file. Initially there is nothing there. After creating, we did not added anything. Now we will slowly add the data, as well as we will try to read the data. Dot get absolute path, you could see, get name, like that. Similarly also you can check the exist also, and you can use that, I mean if an else loop, you can check whether they exist or not. Dot get name, okay. Now if you execute your code, you could able to see it will give you the file location and other stuff, right? You could see file got created here. Now you could see test.txt file 0 KB, because there will be no size initially. 22 April 7:11 PM IST. And can read, yes. Can writable, yes. Okay. Length, what is the length? 0. Get absolute path, what is the path, right? In my desktop, then Selenium training package folder, and this is the name. And what is the exact name? Test.txt, name and the extension of the file, and this is the absolute path of the file. So that is the way, right, you can deal with the file. So you can create the notepad, you can create the Word document also, okay. So that is the way you can create. Primarily we will be dealing with the notepad here, and Excel sheet we will be learning it slowly, with how, with the help of Selenium WebDriver, we can deal with the Excel sheet. We can read the data, we can write the data as well. You can, if you want to check the existence, similar way you can call that exist methods, and you can give that if and else condition. You can check whether the file exists, file not exist. After deleting, definitely will not be existing, so you can use the delete method to delete the file. The next is how to write the data to a text file. So file already created, so that part we can comment it out. Once file is created, you don't need to create again and again and again. So just you need to give the path of the file. After that, in case you want to write the data through the file, now the file created. If you open it, right, nothing is there, right? Nothing is there. So what you can do, you can use the file writer. So file writer, I can create object called file writer, new file writer, and here you need to give the file reference. Now you could see a message is coming, so you need to import the file writer from the Java. Then you need to use buffered writer. Exact what, otherwise it will throw the error. I can create object called bw equal to new buffered writer. Here I need to provide the object reference of the file writer. I need to end with semicolon, and now I import the buffered writer from the, okay, I think yes. Now I need to import it. Okay, you could see pronunciation was not correct. That is the reason. buffered writer, buffer writer. So automatically buffered writer is already imported from the java.io package. Now whatever you need to write it, right? You can store in some string, say string. I can give any variable name, right? Called data variable. Okay, and here you need to write it. Suppose say welcome to Java world. That part I want to update in the file. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to call buffer writer bw. Then if there is a method call available called write, and here you can call the string. So if you want to just write a character, you need to call it character integer, but if you want to write a string, so you need to call string data. After that you need to close buffer writer bw.close, and we need to close file writer. Otherwise it might create some, right, issue, might be. That is the reason always whenever you are especially dealing with file and you are creating the object, always after using those objects you need to close it. Now if you just execute your code, you already see here file, this is 0 KB. I updated 711, now it is 715. Now if you run your code, you could see, right, there is nothing displayed in the console, but there is no error. So I mean, operation successful. And if you go to the folder structure, you could see test.txt file got updated, size got changed to 1 KB, and it is 7:15 PM IST. Now if you open, you could see here welcome to Java world, that thing got updated. So that is the way, right? In case you want to update more, you can still do it. So that you need to call it buffer writer, file writer, and then you need to call the write method whatever available in the, right, buffer writer class, and then you can write the data. So that is the way you can create a folder, you can create a file, you can check the different thing existence of the file, get the path, get the length of the file, all this stuff, right? Now if you want to, after the operation done, right, if you want to check the length here, you can definitely get it. So I can comment it out here, this part. And now if you want to check the length of the file, so you can similarly call, right, the length. So now as the file already some value added, welcome to Java world, it will give you the length of the how many characters available. Now if you want to run your code, you could see it will give you the length of the, right, 21 character. Okay, so now if you open it here, you can find how many characters available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, including space, because space is also a character. It's in the string. Whatever you are doing, right? Alphabetic, character value, Numeric value space also is considered as a character. That is the reason total 21 characters available, and it's the giving us length as 21. Now next thing is that I want to read the data, so I am able to write the data in the file definitely, but whatever data is available I want to read it, right? Then how can you read it? So there is a file reader available through which you can read the data. So similar way, you can give the reference of the file class. Here I will be creating a I will be creating a variable called integer I for reading integer I, say declaring a variable. Okay, then I can use file reader. So instead of file writer it will be file reader. I can create the object name called file reader, and here I will be pasting it file instead of file reader it will be file reader. I need to import the file reader from the java.io package. Now what I need to do, I need to give a while condition. Okay, while, okay, while I integer I equal to fr dot read. Okay, that is the read, and here not equal to 1. Not equal to -1. So definitely length should be greater than 0. That is the way I want to read it. While I equal to, not double equal to, I equal to fr dot read and not equal to -1, it will print me the, not within the double quote, simply within that single quote. I can call I. Okay, let's see. No. Okay, I need to use char. I think so. Yeah, char of I. Character 1, character wise. Let's see. Yeah. Character wise I can read it. Okay. So welcome to Java world. There is other way. Okay, then you can also read it. So this is the one of the way you can read the data from the from the file. Apart from that, there is another options available. Let's me go to here. I think so. So if you want to read, okay, what is that? Let's see. While loop, you can use while loop. So 1 second, let's comment. So I can comment it out. So that is the way you are able to read it, right? Here, word by word, character wise. Now I think this is the another options available. Okay, so same way, what is the file name? Still test.txt. So I am defining some integer value. Right, and then new file reader. While, if you use while, okay, then you could see, try to run it. it will still be there. Okay. New integer I file reader while not equal to 1. So that is the way, right? You can read the data from the file. So as of now you have learned, right, what are the thing we can do. We can create the file. There are file class available in the java.io package. With the help of the file class, you can create a folder, you can create a file, you can check whether the file are you able to read it, write it, right? You can get the path, you can delete it, you can check the existence of the file, you can get the name, you can get the length of the file, then you can read the data and write the data from the file as well. Okay. Then I will go to the Java collection framework topic. After that I will take the questions. Okay. So Java collection framework is the advanced part of the Java. So in Java as of now you already seen, right, different thing called like different loop, different conditional statement, right, where you already understand the if else, nested if else, switch, and different loop for while, do while. You already learned different data type, different variables, right, and then array, matrix, all this stuff you already learned it, and how to control the different loop with the help of the break and continue keyword. After that you have learned the advanced topic from the some Java ops concept. You have learned inheritance, you have learned polymorphism, you have learned and the abstraction. But here Java collection framework sometimes also important in case you really want to do work with the advanced framework. Okay. And in the interview also, definitely interviewer will try to ask the question primarily from the Java ops concept, Java collection framework, and Java multi-threading. That is the reason you need to learn in case you really want to work on the advanced framework part. So Java, the collection framework in Java is a framework which provides an architecture to store and manipulate the group of objects. A collections framework is unified architecture for representing and manipulating collections. All collection framework contain the following. So what are the things it will contain? It will contain, first one is the interface. As of you already learned about the interface. Interface is nothing but 100% abstract method, right? You cannot create an object or instance for the interface. It cannot be instantiated, right? Whatever method you will be declaring by default, they will be abstract in nature, so that you no need to you cannot create any body of the method. So that interfaces, the three important thing of the framework: interfaces, then implementation of the classes, and algorithm of the method. So these are the abstract interfaces, are the abstract data type which represent collection. Interfaces allow collection to be manipulated independently of the details of the representation. In object-oriented language, interfaces generally form a hierarchy, whereas implementation is nothing but the classes. These are the concrete implementation of the collection interfaces. In essence, they are reusable data structure. An algorithm is nothing but whatever methods is available in the class or interfaces. You already know. So class is and interface is what? There will be lot of important methods available, and whenever you are calling those class, you are creating object or instance of the class, or maybe in case you are implementing some interfaces, then you can use all the methods available from the class or from the interfaces. So algorithm is nothing but the methods that perform useful computation, such as searching and sorting on objects that implement collection interfaces. The algorithms are said to be polymorphic, that is, the same method can be used on many different implementations of the appropriate collection interface. So all the operations that user want to perform on a data, what operation you can do? You can do searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, deletion. So these all this stuff can be achieved by Java collection framework. In case you can remember the last topics where I have covered, right, the array, okay, and as well as covered the wrapper class. You can understand, right? You can remember. So what is array? Array is a similar kind of data type. You can hold it. There will be single dimensional, there will be multi-dimensional array. But for the problem of the arrays, once you define the size of the array, you cannot change the size, right? You cannot change the size. So size will be kind of fixed, right? So that is the problem. Suppose say for the array, what is the problem? In case you are having size, you have already fixed your size as 5, so you can hold 5 data. But in case suppose you are having 3, so initially when you started, say your school, maybe there was 100 students, so you define the size of 100. But what can happen? Couple of scenario can happen. Sometime maybe 10 students left from your school, so you cannot reduce the size once the size is defined. So lot of problem will come. So what happen in case the student are moving out? So the default value it will take. In case student is an integer, default value will be null. In case it is a string, default value will be null. In case it is integer, default value it will take as 0, decimal 0.0, like that. And tomorrow suppose say initially 100 student allotted, but then next 5 student come to your school, they want to admit also. Okay, but you cannot add the student information because array size is fixed. So that is the reason to handling all this problem, dynamic problem, right? There is an collection framework came into the market where you don't define the size. As long as you will be adding the data, they will be holding it, and it can hold n number of data. So after that, you can do addition, right? Kind of sorting. You can do searching, deletion, etc. So Java collection means single unit of object. Java collection framework provides many interfaces like set, list, queue, dequeue, and different classes like ArrayList, vector, linked list, priority queue, HashSet, link HashSet, TreeSet, etc. And one of the another problem I have mentioned, right? Because data type are simply data type, they do not belong to any class. So you can work with, except collection framework, you can work with the data type. But in case you want to work with the collection framework do not understand the data type. They only used to understand the object or class. So that is the reason there is an option called wrapper class, through which you can convert those data type to the relevant wrapper class object, and after that you can deal with the collection framework. So this is the diagram of the Java collection framework architecture, right? So there are a couple of color. One is the blue color, that is called interfaces, and the green color called the class, and there is solid arrow which is the extent, and there is the dotted arrow which is the implement. You already know class to class it always extends, interface to interface is always extend, whereas class to interface it will be implements. So you could see here, right? Stack is a class which is extending vector class, linked list, array list, all the classes implemented to list interface. Array dequeue is the class is implementing to dequeue interface, whereas linked list both the way it is implementing to list, implementing to dequeue. So that is the concept of the collection. One single class can be work with the multiple interfaces as well. Similarly, priority queue implementing to queue interface, whereas dequeue interface is extending to queue interface. Other way, TreeSet class is implementing to sorted set interface, whereas links HashSet class is implementing to set interface, sorted set interface is extending to set interface, and then set, queue, list, these are the three interfaces extending to collection interface, and collection interface to extending to iterable interface. So that is the architecture. I will repeat it again down the line to give you more clarity. So what is iterable? Iterable interface is the root interface for all the collection classes. The collection interface extends the iterable interface, and therefore all the subclasses of collection interface also implement the iterable interface. So this is the iterable interface. You could see all the thing is extending to the iterable. Is the root of the collection framework. Iterable interface, the root of the collection framework. Then the collection will come. So collection interface is the interface which is implemented by all the classes in the collection framework. It declares the method that every collection will have. In other words, user can say that collection interface built the foundations on which the collection framework depend. After that, list, set, sorted set, queue, and dequeue will come. So what is list? In case you want to store data in some order means whatever order you are entering, same order you want to return it, then you can store the data into the list. So list will be ordered, same order, whatever order you are defining. It can contain duplicate variable as well. So that is the list. Okay. So list is the child interface of collection framework. It inhabits a list type data structure in which user can store the ordered collection of the object. It can have duplicate value. So that is the thing it is mentioning. Then the set. What is set? So set, in case you don't want to write content duplicate data, you can use set. So it, in case you are adding duplicate data, but it will still filter out the duplicate data, it will contain the unique data. But the problem of the set is it cannot maintain in order. Suppose you are entering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you want to retrieve, like it can give 2, 3, 1, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 5, 4, 1 like that. So there is no kind of visibility of the order, right? It cannot maintain any order. That whatever order you are also giving, that order also will not maintain. But sorted set, you could say here, it is extending to set interface. Means all the feature from the set it is having, right? Means all the features means same way it will contain the unique element, but it is having the additional thing which is called sorted set. Means whatever order you are entering, it does not matter, but it will give the sorted either ascending or descending order. It will sort it. Always it will be ascending order. Means from lower to higher or maybe alphabetically A to Z, like that was the way. Now Q and DQ. So what is Q? Q in means last in first out. Okay, so queue interface maintain the fast in fast out, fast in fast out. So whatever order you are entering, same order you will be getting it. It can be defined as an ordered list that is used to hold the element which is about to be processed. There are various classes like priority queue, DQ, array DQ which implement queue interface. And DQ means doubly ended queue. So both sides are open, right? Just say so both sides are open means you can do the operation from the both side. From the both side you can add it, from the both side you can remove it, both side you can update it. So that is called DQ. So DQ interface extends the queue interface. In DQ user can remove and add the element from both the side. DQ stands for a double ended queue which enables us to perform the operations at both the ends. Now in those interfaces lot of class belong to. So for the list I will discuss about the array list. So what is array list? It is implementing to list interface. Array list is the class, but it is implementing to the list interface. So what is the list all about? So list is, right, you can add the value, right, and same way you can return the value. So whatever way you will be adding it, same way you will be returning the value. But it can contain duplicate element. So that is called list. So if you go to the next slide, so that are the different thing has been mentioned. So using array list, user can overcome the size issue that is already mentioned. Instead of array, array list is a resizable array. Array list inherit abstract class and implement list interface. Array list allow user to add duplicate element or to store duplicate element. Java array list class maintain insertion order. In Java array list class, manipulation is slow because a lot of shifting need to be occurred if any element is removed from the array list. So in case you want to sort the array list, so you can use the sort method which is available in the collection class in Java. The sort method takes the collection to be sorted as the parameter and returns a collection sorted in the ascending order by default. Now let's see how we can deal with the array list. So how you can define the array list here. So we'll comment out this part. Then I will go with the array list. That is the array list. And here you need to give the relevant wrapper class, not the data type. So in case you want to deal with integer, so it is not the int, it will be integer, the wrapper class. So I can create an object called al equal to new array list. So that is the way you can create an object or instance for the array list. Now you could see error message is there, you need to import the array list. Okay, so it is done. Then you could see here there is, you no need to define any size. So that is the beauty, that is the way, like whatever challenges was there in the array, we can overcome through array list. Now I can add n number of element at any point of time. Al dot add, you could see integer, so you no need to give any double quotes, suppose say 20. So array list can contain duplicate element. So 20, 20, then 10, then say 30, then 50, then 40. So you could see n number of element you can add it. Right now, if you want to get the size, so what you can do it al dot size. So you can get the size which is integer coming from the ArrayList class. Type is return type is integer, so it will give you the value of the integer. Then if you want to print out, so I can use the for loop. Here I will be you will be learning one more loop called enhance for loop. I will be covering in the upcoming whenever I will be covering the upcoming collection topics. So integer I equal to 0, I less than al dot size I plus plus. If you want to print out all the element, you need to always use those things. Then SYSO for every iteration I al ArrayList dot get of I. So that is the way you can print out with the help of the for loop. Now you could see how many element is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can contain duplicate. ArrayList can contain duplicate, but in case you want to display the value whatever way you have given the value, same way it will be giving you the result. You could see what is size of the array, it is 6. Now if you want to print out the value, you could see 20, 20, 10, 30, 50, 40, that is coming. Okay. Now in case you want to sort it out, right, you want to print the sorted value. So what you can do, there is a methods available in the collection framework, collections dot sort, right, you need to provide here the reference of the array list al. Now it will be sorted out, means 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, like that. So that is the way. Otherwise it will, whatever order you have added the data, same order it will be displaying the value. You could see now 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 40 is sorted in the ascending order. The next question will come that just for the kind of school, right, I was talking about that in case you are having today 100 student, but tomorrow you want to remove something, you need to update something, you need to add something, that was may be difficult for that array, but here for the array list it will not be at all difficult. So what I can do, I can give some differentiator so that you can understand the logic. So that is the differentiator line will come here before printing. Okay, then I can add something, al dot add again, right, I can add. So what will be added, it will be added at the top, so I am adding 100. So now it will be 7th element. Okay, so 100 will be added at the top, then 20, 20, 10, like that. Now if you want to remove something, al dot remove at the index, suppose say I want to remove that 10. So what is the index, 100 will be added first, that means 0 is the index, then 20 is the first index, 20 is the second index, and this is the third index. So in case you want to remove the 10, it will be third index based on the new data added. After that it's already removed. Now if you want to change 20, the first index, how can you do it, right, instead of 20? So there is an option available called al ArrayList dot set. You could see you need to give the index. So first index, initially it was 20, but I want to update called 200. So that is the way you can update it. Now I have added one element, I am removed one element, and I have want to update one element. So now if you want to print again, so it will give you the value, same order, but it will not be the sorted. Now you can save your code and you can run it out. So initially it was 6 element, 10, you could see 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50 after the sorted out. Otherwise it will be 20, 20, 10, 30, 45. Now I have added 100, right? Sorry, 100 will be added last. Okay. So whatever you are adding, it will be added last. So the first in first out concept. Okay, then you are removing the third here. So that 100 added last, so what is the third element? So 0, 1, 2, third index. So now 30 got removed here. So 30 should be removed here. So remove 30 means here it is not visible. You could see 20, 40 like that. After that I want to update fast with the help of 200. So it is 0th index, it is fast index. So now 220 will be replaced by 200. So that is already replaced, you could see. So that is the way, right? Once you, there is no headache of the size of the array list. It will take the dynamic size based on the number of elements you are adding it. But for the array, you have to hard code the size. Once you define the size, in case you are right not adding the value, so for the remaining value, remaining position, it will take the default value of the data type, but you cannot add anything beyond your size. It will throw the error called index out of bound, right? All this stuff. So that is the way Java collection framework will solve that problem, and it will help you to search anything, right? You can search easily that particular thing is available or not. So okay, but here it will be, you can add only the data based on the only the wrapper class data type. So in case it defined as integer, in case you want to add something called string, right, or decimal, it will not allow, it will throw the error. Similar of the array, it will be similar type of data only it will allow. Okay, you could see here error. Okay, it cannot be there, so you cannot add it. So that is the way you can deal with the array list. Okay, I will take a pause here and I will go for any questions in case you are having. Anyone? Because Java collection framework is very very important. In case you are able to understand the concept, it will not be a problem at all. So you need to understand the diagram, how it is linked, and what is the objective of if collection interfaces. Then you can easily link to what the class objective as well. And so whatever classes and interfaces you are calling, all the method you can access it in the class. So every interface is having lot of abstract method through which you can handle the problem of the size which is already there in the array. So with the help of the collection framework throughout, right, there will be no problem. So it will take the dynamic size always, and through the collection framework is very very easy to store n number of element. After the store, what you can do, you can add again, you can remove anything, you can update anything, and you can search also, you can sort it out. So that are the additional things available in the collection framework. That is the reason collection framework is very very popular in Java. Okay, in case no questions, I will go to the next one. The next one is the linked list. So what is linked list here? Just try to understand the diagram. So you could see linked list is implementing two interfaces at the same time, list as well as DQ, right? So list means same ordered and it can contain duplicate element as well. But DQ means both side you can perform the operation. Both sides means it is not like the one side. You can add at the start, you can add at the end as well. So that is the additional things available from the DQ. So that is the reasons linked list. Java linked list class uses double a linked list to store the element. It provides a linked list data structure. It inherits the abstract list class and implement list and DQ interface. Java linked list class can contain duplicate element. Java linked list class maintain insertion order. In Java linked list class, manipulation is much faster because no shifting need to be occurred. You can do the operation from the both side. Okay. So what I will do, I will copy the same code and I will add a block comment and then I will copy it here. I am not changing the variable name here. Instead of that, I can make it LL instead of AL. So here I will be making it called linked list. So variable name I can keep it same, linked list, and here also that is the way you can create a object or instance for the linked list. Now you can see error message is coming, so you need to import the linked list. Okay, so there will be no difference as of now. Whatever way we have worked, there will be no difference at all. Same way it will work. Okay, you could see the same way, and you can remove the collection dot sort, so that whatever way you have given, right, that way it will be printed out. So you can similar way whatever operation you are able to do in the array list, same operation you can do it, and it will work in the same way. 6 size 20 20 10 30 40 50, and you are removing one element, you are updating one element, you are adding one element. So that is the way you can do it. Now what are the additional features available in the linked list? So you are able to see here, you are able to add it, you are able to remove it, you are able to set it, right? But you are not able to add the element from the top, at the top or the start using the array list. But here you can do it. So what I will be doing, al dot add. As and when you are pressing add, you could see there is options available called add first, add last. So add first, I can add it. So I can add first here 1000. Right? Now I want to remove. I no need to give the remove index also. In case you want to remove anything, add last also you can do it. Al dot last. Sorry, al dot remove. You could see also it is coming. Remove first, remove last, remove first occurrence, remove last occurrence. In case similar duplicate thing is available, whatever you want to remove the first occurrence, you can do it. Remove last. So that was the thing was not available in the array list. So not available in the array list, but it is available in the linked list because it is implementing the two interfaces. One is list, so all the features from the list it will come, right? It will get linked list, and also linked list also building DQ. DQ means both side will be opened up. Both the side you can do the operation, you can add, you can delete, you can edit like anything. You can search. So that is the way these are the additional features available. Now if you run it, so you could able to see 1000 will be added fast. And the last, remove last. Last means whatever you are adding it here, 100 that will be removed. Okay. So that is the way, right, you can work with the linked list. So linked list you could say 100, I have added it, but you have removed it again. 1000 added fast, but with the help of the array list it is not possible. It will only able to do after the all the element. But here you can add, do the operation from the both side, anything, adding, editing, removing, searching, anything from the both the side. So that is the concept of array list and linked list. I will take a pause again, guys. In case you are having any doubt, we can discuss it. So as of now you already seen with the integer data type, right? Integer type. Then the remaining thing I will cover with the string variable. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Okay. Then there are a couple of other classes I have tried to cover, is called HashSet and TreeSet. From the collection framework. So what is HashSet? Just before reading anything here, go to the diagram. So set, it is implementing to set interface. So what is set interface all about? So it can contain duplicate value, but there is no guarantee, right? Whatever order you are giving the value, its same order it will not work. So that is the problem. That is the reason sorted set interface came, where you could see tree set. So sorted set as well as set means, reset means it will contain the unique value, and apart from that it will give you the ascending order result. So that is the difference between hash set and tree set. So hash set means it will contain the unique value, but there is no guarantee of the ordered, whereas TSET means it will be giving you the order and duplicate unique value. Okay, so that is the part we'll be covering now. Okay. So Java HashSet class is used to create a collection that uses a hash table for storage. It inherits the abstract set class and implements the interface. HashSet does not allow duplicate. If you try to add a duplicate element, the old value would be overwritten. HashSets allow null value, however, in case user insert more than one null, it would still return only one null value because it will contain only unique value including null. HashSet does not maintain in order. The element will be written in a random order. HashSet is the best approach for search operation. Java HashSet can be used to add element from another collection as well. So now let's try to do with HashSet. HashSet. So as of now we already learn with the integer type, right? Here we will be deal with string. So HashSet. Now we can import that HashSet from the Java util package. Now I can add any number of variable here. Dot add. Right here it is string, so we need to give in the double quote. Suppose say Selenium. Now let's try to add duplicate. So you can add duplicate, but it will not consider the duplicate. Right? So 3 Selenium and then one UFT and then maybe one Tosca. Right? So you are having 5 element. Right? So then now let's try to get the size here. HS dot size. And if you want to print the value, so as of now you already seen about that for loop, right? So similar way for loop, but here we'll be using enhanced for loop. So it is very quicker, right? So what you need to do, you need to use for and you need to give the data type here, right? So it is a string, so I'll be giving the relevant data type of the wrapper class object called string. Then you can create a new variable object and you can give the old variable name HashSet. So that is the syntax of the enhanced for loop and you can simply print it out. The new object. So that is the beauty of the enhanced for loop. There is no bracket is required. Yeah, that is called enhanced for loop. So what you need to do? For loop, then you need to give the data type, corresponding data type of the wrapper class object. In case it's an integer, you need to give it int. In case it is double DOUB wrapper class, you need to give it smaller double. And then you need to create new object, then you need to give the colon and the old object name and you need to print out the new object simply. That is the beauty of the wrapper class. Sorry, enhanced for loop. Now if you want to print it out, so you could see it will print you only the unique element. You could see size is 3, but it should 5. Should be 5, like because you have added 5 element. But what will happen? It will only give you the unique value, not the duplicate value. So that is the concept of any set or sorted set interface. It cannot contain any duplicate value. It will only contain the unique value. But for the hash set, you cannot get any ordered. It can give you I mean, you could see UFT is coming, but you have to have added in the middle. Then Tosca is coming. Then Selenium is coming. So there is no guarantee of the order. Any random order it will give, but it will give you the unique value. Now once it is done, right, in case still you want to add new value, you can do it, not be a problem. So I can give a uh, separator, line separator. Then I can add after any value called add, right? So say I can add something called testng, right? So it is possible to add me, not be a problem at all, right? I want to remove something, hs dot remove. You need to give the object name, because it order, no order it will maintain, right? So in case you want to remove the selenium, so simply you need to give the name of the selenium, so it will be removed. After that you can again add anything, dot add say JUnit, you can do it. Now you could able to see the size of the array will be, initially it was 3 and I am removing 1 and adding 2, so it will be 4 now. And you can get the I mean add newly added or removed, excluding remove part. So now let's try to run it. So initially it is 3 UFT Tosca and Selenium, now it is 4. Selenium got removed along with UFT and Tosca, new 2 thing added, test engine JUnit, but there is no ordered at all, and random order you can give it. Okay, next time it can give different order, so it will give you any random order, no order you can maintain it. So that is the drawback of the hash set. So to overcome the challenges, we are having some tree set concept. It will give you the like ascending order. So it also can work for any data type. You can work for double, it can work for float, string, integer. All the collection framework will work. Now it is like the tree set. So I'm not changing the variable name hs. I'm keeping the same thing. So only difference is that it will giving you the alphabetical order wise ordering. Otherwise no difference. You could see now it is coming as STU, right? Selenium, Tosca, NA. And here it will again giving you the ascending order. JUnit, TestNG, Tosca, and EFT. So that is the difference of the tree set. Okay. So T set is nothing but T set is one of the most important implementation of sorted set interface in Java that uses it free for storage. Java TreeSet class implement the set interface that uses a tree for storage. It inherits abstract set class and implements the navigable set interface. The object of the TreeSet class is stored in ascending order. Java TreeSet class contains unique element. It cannot contain duplicate, but it will contain the ascending order. Java TreeSet class does not allow null element as well. So same thing, right? But only difference is that you are getting that thing in alphabetical order. For numeric, in case it's the integer, it will be also based on the integer order from the lower to higher, means ascending order always. So that is the only difference between the hash set and the tree set. I will take a pause again. Any questions? All good, guys? Okay. Then as of now you already learned, right? You need to work with the similar kind of data type, right? And only one thing you can only add, right? Maybe particular name or address or roll number, like that. Okay, so with the help of the collection framework, as of now whatever you have learned, right? List, queue, dequeue, sorted set or set, whatever interface implemented to collection interval. But sometime, right, we need to deal with kind of key and value combination. So I'm just giving a simple example of telephone directory, right? It will contain all the telephone number which is unique in nature, but your name or address can be duplicate. Suppose say number 1 or 2 both might be having the same name, but telephone number cannot be duplicate, it will be always unique. So it will be key and value pair combination. So key will be always unique, and so for key and value, it can be integer combination. Suppose say student information, student roll number and student marks, it will be integer combination. Integer and then your string, so student roll number, student name, that is the combination. Okay. Then kind of other combination you can give it double the employee number, integer, and double is the salary. So that is the different combination of float, double, string, or integer. Any combination can be any happen to the key and value pair. In case you want to go with string and string, suppose say every country is having some capital, so you can go with string and string combination. So always your country will be unique, but capital can be duplicate. So for every state there will be capital. State will be unique always in the country, but capital can be duplicate. Suppose for a particular state there will be language, right? Your language can be duplicate, but your state will be unique. Suppose say for Bengal and for Tripura, right? The Bengali is the language for the mother tongue, right? But duplicate, but state name is always unique. There are Hindi's language in most of the states in India, right? Similarly, suppose for the country, multiple country, French or English might be the common language, but country is unique always. Okay, so that is the way you can deal with the HashMap. So Java HashMap class implements the map interface by using a hash table. It inherits abstract map class and implements map interface. One object is used as key, which is the index, to another object which is called value. It can store different types, strings keys and integer values, or the same type like string keys or string value. HashMap does not allow duplicate keys but allows duplicate value. That means a single key can't contain more than one value, but more than one key can contain a single value. This class makes no guarantee as to the order of the map. So how can you define HashMap? So HashMap, and it will be key and value, and you can create a variable and then you can use that HashMap. So let's try to see how we can use the HashMap for any combination. I will be using the student information. Here you could already see that, right? String, but I will be using some integer and string combination. So that part you can already just give a practice. So these are the thing I did not cover here, right? For TreeSet and HashSet I have covered with string, but here I have given the example with integer like that. So vice versa I have given the example. You can give a try at your in your home, right? For the array list and like linked list I have covered here with the integer, but here in the example you could see it is given with the string. So that part you can do the practice, but here it is given like string and string, but I will be showing you with the help of integer and string. So let's comment out this part for now. So what is HashMap? HashMap. So you need to give here first key is my integer, then comma string. Okay, say student information I want to store, write every student roll number and then name. Okay, now you need to import the HashMap integer. On the Java util package. Then here for the HashMap, the method is not add, it will be put method for adding the value, put. Okay, you could see integer key and string value. Suppose say roll number 1, right? Name I can give something called John, because this is string. Similarly, your key will be always unique, right? So say roll number 2 John, also name is same. Roll number 3, right? You can change the name, say Michael, and I can create one more, right? Say roll number 6, okay, called Simon. So that is the way I can add 4 element. Now what I can do, I can print the keys I can print the values and I can print the key and value at the same time. So let's first print keys. So what you can do, I can use the enhanced for loop here. So for integer I, because key is integer I colon the variable, here it will not only the variable name dot key set you need to use, because this is the key and value pair combination, and now you can print it out. I am printing the keys here. So so you could see it will printing the keys, right? 1 2 3 6, same order. Okay, then if you want to print the values, what is the type of the values? This is string. So I need to use enhance for loop again, but it will be string here. String s variable. Here instead of key set it will be dot values, and here I need to print the new variable s. Now you could see it will be printing with the values correspondingly, right? John, Michael, Simon. Now in case you want to print both the values and the keys, so I can call that advanced for loop, or it is called for each loop, advanced for loop or for each loop. So again I can create a new variable called I1, and it will be key set. So it will be definitely giving me that I1 variable. Then I can concatenate, I can give some space, and then again concatenate along with the value. So it will be student dot get of I1. For I1, every I1 I will be also getting the value. Okay, so that is the way you can get the keys and value. Now let's try to run it. Okay, you could see 1 John, 2 John, 3 Michael, 6 Simon. So that is the way you can either print the value, or you can print the keys, or you can get the values as well, both at the same time, keys and value. Similar way, if you want to remove anything, right, if there is options available called remove, you can again, if you want to add it, right, you can also add it, not be a problem. So here you can give some differentiator. After that, if you want to add new value, you can do it. Say instead of 6, roll number might be 5 here, and instead of Simon I want to Matthew. That can be added, and then I can remove something dot remove. You could see you can give the object key here, right? So what I want to remove, I can give that second index, I want to remove it. Then after that, if you want to print it out, so that new value will be added. Now let's try to run it. Here you could see 1 John and 2, right? In that part is already removed, 2. Okay, and 3 Michael, 5 Matthew got added. Okay, and 6 Simmons. So that is the way you can also add or update, edit or remove anything with the HashMap as well. So in case you want to deal with like key and value pair combination, so we can go with HashMap. So your key will be always unique, but your value can be duplicate, right? So you need to go with string. You can go with like double, float, integer, any kind of data type, right? But here in the collection framework already mentioned, right, it will only take that relevant wrapper classes, and you can use the enhanced for loop, which is very beautiful loop, or the for each loop, right? You can easily print the corresponding value. So you can print the keys, you can print the values, or if you wish, you can print the both the keys and values. But you need to remember what the relevant wrapper class object for that particular data type. Similar data type you need to give it. In case it's integer, you need to give int here. Correspondingly, in case it's double, you need to give double here. Correspondingly, right? Object type for the relevant wrapper class. Okay, data type for the relevant wrapper class. So that is the way you can deal with the HashMap. Any questions, guys? Okay. Then last topics will be multi-threading, but in multi-threading there are a couple of small things there. So in the Java process, and I have told you, right? So in case suppose there is a suites, there is a room available, and there are 50 suites in a box, and you are the only person who entered the room, and you are asked to eat all the sweets by yourself. So what you can do, right? Your capacity is 10 to, you can eat 10 to 15 sweets a day. So it will take 3 to 4 days for you to eat all the sweets. But in that 3 to 4 days time, might be all sweet might be, right, damaged, and you cannot eat, right, because of bad smell, all this stuff. Okay. So what happened, instead of only one person, I have let other person know that there is a sweet available and you can, right, eat them freely. So maybe 10% I have informed. So 10% can go and 10% can eat in a couple of minutes time. So what is the difference? Because initially you are the only person who was eating the sweets, but now it's 10%. So that is called thread. So instead of one processor, now 10% is working. Instead of one person, now 10% is working to eat the sweet. So that is the concept of multi-threading. Multiple person will simultaneously try to work. So multi-threading is a mechanism that allows concurrent execution of two or more parts of a program for maximum utilization of CPU. Each part of such program is called thread. Threads are lightweight process within a process. Threads are independent. If there occurs exception in one thread, it does not affect the other thread. It uses shared memory area. Thread can be created by using two ways, either extending the thread class or implementing the runnable interface. So life cycle of the thread: new, runnable, running, waiting, and dead. New mean in this phase the thread is created with the help of the thread class. It remains in this state till the program start the thread. It is also known as brown thread. Runnable, in this phase the instance of the thread is invoked with the start method. So in the thread always there will be start method. The thread control is given to the scheduler to finish the execution. It depends on the scheduler whether to run the thread or not. So in case you are having 10 thread, right, one person will handle all the 10 thread. Similarly here it is scheduler is there where all the thread will sit, and scheduler will suggest which thread to go and which thread to work. Okay, then running. When the thread start executing, then the stage is changed to running state from the runnable. The scheduler select one thread from the thread pool, and there will be pool, right? Pool, this reserve pool is there, right? And scheduler will take the thread from the pool and then it will be activate that thread. So the scheduler select one thread from the thread pool and start executing in the application. Waiting. This is the state when thread has to wait. As there are multiple threads are running in the application, there is a need for synchronization between threads. Hence, one thread has to wait till the other thread gets executed. Therefore, this state is referred as waiting state, and then dead. This is the state when the thread is terminated after completing their work. The thread is in the running state, and as soon as it's completed processing, it's in the dead thread. So sometimes waiting is required. Why? Suppose I'm just giving example, right? You went to a for an invitation, maybe the birthday party or like anything, or marriage party like that, right? So there are a lot of kind of counter will be there. Okay, there will be starter, there will be drinks, there will be a main course, dessert. Okay, sometime you cannot take the dessert, right? You have to wait for the dessert. because immediately desert might not open, right? People will take the snacks and then drinks, then they'll go for the main course similar way, right? So you have to, in case you want to take the dessert, you have to wait. Okay. Sometime caterer is serving something, right? And there is a huge crowd, and there are, suppose say, in case you are taking some glass of drink, right? There is a huge crowd and all the glass in dirty spaces, and then the cleaner want to take the glass, but there's a crowd available, so they cannot take the glass immediately, so they have to wait. So that is the way sometimes some threads need to be wait, because other thread is working. Unless that task is completed, they cannot also work. So they will be waiting in the thread pool, and then the scheduler will see how that, right, how in case any dependency is there or not. After that, that particular thread will work. So that is the way sometime waiting will be also there in the real time. So it will driven by the scheduler, and all the thread will kept in the thread pool. So for every Java program, there will be default thread created by the JVM, which is nothing but the main thread. The entry point for the main thread is the main method. So as and when you are running something, automatically your main thread will be there in the Java. So let's comment out all this part and let's see how to deal with the thread. So I can create something here. Thread current thread equal to, that is the variable name, thread dot current thread. That is the way you can create an object or instance for the thread class. Thread is the class already available in Java. Now you can print out that current thread, all the details of the current thread. You can also print out the remaining part like dot get name of the thread, get ID of the thread, right? Get the priority of the thread, then you can get the state. You can check whether it's alive, right? Thread is alive or not, thread is interrupted or not, thread is daemon thread or not. That part I will cover what is daemon thread all about. Then now you can run your code. These most of the thing will give you, the is part will give you the boolean true or false. This is the thread name, main thread ID is 1, right? Priority is 5, the name is main. Name main, ID 1, priority 5, state is runnable, right? Alive true. Demonstrate no demonstrate. In case only one thread is there, that thread cannot be demonstrate. At least minimum 2 threads should be there to make it demonstrate. So why thread is required? In case you want to run parallel execution, means same test cases, or maybe you want to run it multiple browser, or maybe 5 test cases you are available, 5 test cases you want to execute simultaneously, then you have to use the multi-threading concept of the Java. Okay, then that is the way, right, you can deal with the current thread. Now if you want to change the priority, right, what is the thing, you can call that object of the thread whatever you created, and you can set the priority. All right, you could see set to daemon, right, set the name, set the context, set the priority. Suppose say priority was 5, I can change it to 9, right? I can change the name. Okay, daemon it is not possible, it will throw you the error because only one thread is there, you cannot make it daemon. In case 2 thread is there, you can make it daemon. So I'll cover you at that part. Set name. So instead of main thread, I can change it to name test. Now if you again just print the name here, right, it will be changed here. And if you change the priority, it will be changed to 8 now. So that is the way. In case you are having multiple thread, you can change the priority. So they will work based on the priority. You could see now it is test name get change and it is 8 priorities. So that are the different stuff you can do with the default thread, which is the nothing but the main thread. Then next, how you can create an object or instance for the thread. So what you need to do, we need to extend thread class. thread class available, we can extending it, and then here I can create a method called public void run method. So I can print out something like say thread started to run to give you more visibility. Okay, that is the method which is run method. Now how can I create a object or instance for the class session 6 which is already extending the thread? Okay, so I'll be creating copying it. So say t1 thread 1 equal to new session. Okay, now I need to use start method dot start. Then what will happen, that is the method you can use start. So automatically it will call the run method. So that is the connection of the thread. Okay, now let's see, run it and let's see. You could see thread started to run, that part is printing out. In case you want to create multiple, right, you can create that way, multiple. So it can be t2 dot start, it can be t3 and t3 dot start. So you can start any thread only one time. Once it is started, if you want to start it again, it will throw the error. You cannot start it multiple times. It will throw you the error. You could see this is the error. Right? Thread started to run already, but it is you cannot start it again. Illegal thread state exception will be triggered here. Right? After starting a thread, it cannot never be started again. If user does so, it will throw illegal thread state exception error. In such case, thread will run once, but for the second time, it will throw the exception. Then last topic should be daemon thread. So I was telling, right, sometime in case you are using for suppose say you have already kind of taken rent a kind of society, right, or maybe a right, a particular complex area where you want to host your birthday or marriage, right, ceremony. Okay, so what, there will be lot of peoples will be there, right, lot of caterer, lot of your peoples, lot of your guests, lot of your family member will be there, but there will be lot of variety of the food, everyone will eat the food, right, and they need to use some dustbin, right, then you will, and next day all the thing need to be cleaned properly, so that next the other person can hire the same community hall, right, or that particular hall for the other occasion. It next there can be other occasion. In case you are not cleaning the thing, right, then the garbage will be there and you cannot use it, and it will take the memory there. So that is the reason, in case multiple thread is working, after work is completed, they need to be cleared from the system. Otherwise, simply they will take the memory and it will reduce your system performance. That garbage need to be cleared. So who will take the ownership to clear the garbage? So there is a concept called daemon thread in Java. So daemon thread is the low priority thread in context of Java virtual machine that runs in background to perform tasks such as garbage collection, etc. They do not prevent the JVM from exciting when all user thread finish their execution. JVM terminates itself when all user thread which is non-daemon thread finish their execution. JVM does not care whether daemon thread is running or not. If JVM finds running daemon thread, right, it terminates the thread and after that shut down itself. Main thread cannot be set to daemon thread. And in case you want to set anything to daemon thread, it should be minimum 2 thread will be there. Otherwise, it will throw the error. To take whether thread is a daemon or not, you need to call is daemon, and to set anything you need to call set daemon. So now let's see here, we have already created so many objects, we have already created run method, right? So run method, what we will do, we will be giving some condition in the run method. If thread dot current thread dot is daemon, okay, So what I'll do, I will do daemon thread. Daemon thread started to run. Else normal thread started to run. So it will clear the garbage daemon thread. Okay. Now I have created 3 objects and I did not make anything daemon. So in case I am running it, so it will print me normal thread is running, not the daemon thread. You could see. Okay, I cannot start it multiple times. You could see it will be giving you normal thread is running for all the thread. Now I can make anyone as daemon, okay, or multiple as daemon, except one thread. In case you are having 5 thread, you can make 4 as daemon thread, but at least one thread should be default thread, otherwise your program will not be run. T1 dot set daemon, you could see that is option called true. Similarly, now if you run your code, so for the T1 it will execute called daemon thread is running, you could see. Okay, so before starting I need to set it daemon. Okay, otherwise it will not work. In case after starting you are setting it daemon, it will not work. Okay, so before starting you need to set it to daemon before starting. You could see now normal thread is running, normal thread is running, daemon thread started to run. Okay, so that is the way you can deal with the daemon thread. So it will is daemon means it is daemon thread started to run for one thing, otherwise it will normal thread. So daemon thread is nothing in case you are having multiple thread. So right, apart from one thread you can make everything as daemon, so that all the garbage, right, as and when they are completing their task, that they will be removed from the system or they will be shut down, right, so that there will be no memory will be taken. Okay, so I'll reiterate again. So there are lot of file class available in Java. There is a java.io package available where you can get lot of classes, right, lot of methods. In the file classes you can create a folder directory, you can create a file, you can create a folder, you can check the existence, you can remove it, you can get the file path, right, absolute path, length, everything. And after file is created you can read and write the file. Java collection framework, right, in case you want to store and deal with data and which will be dynamic, right, maybe length is dynamic, so you need to work with the collection framework. It will be similar kind of data it will hold, but there is, right, you can add the data, you can remove the data, you can search the data, you can update the data. So there are a lot of options available, right. List is nothing but the whatever order you will be giving the thing, it will same order it will get it, right, but it can contain unique value. Set is no ordered, but it will so it will contain unique value. List it can contain duplicate value. Sorted set will be unique value but in the ascending order. Queue is the same way, it will give you the value, and dq is the double ended, both side you can do the operation. And there is, these are the array list, linked list, and hash set, hash TSet available. And then HashMap, in case you want to, right, deal with two dimensional thing like key and value, you can go with the HashMap. It can contain any combination. Similarly for the collection framework also can on any combination, it can be integer, it can be decimal, it can be float, it can be string as well, right. So there will be one value key and one value. Key should be always unique and value should be can be duplicate. You can print the keys, you can print the value, you can add the value, you can update the value, you can remove the value, right, and you can print both the keys and value as a pair. Multithreading is nothing but the doing the task simultaneously or doing the parallel task. So in case you want to do Selenium WebDriver with the help of Selenium WebDriver parallel or distributed execution, you have to take help from the Java multithreading concept. You need to give the thread count as, right, right, this is the part will be covered in the upcoming session. There will be thread lifecycle, new, runnable, running, waiting, and dead, right. There will be always default, there will be default thread available called main thread in case you are not creating any thread. Okay, and there is a daemon thread, right, in case some thread is already working but after the work is completed you need to destroy them, you need to clear the right memory, so you can use the daemon thread. Okay, so that's all from today's session guys, thank you.